Bubble vision. Bubble vision. Bubble vision.
Welcome to the Bubble. Today we are going to be discussing our favourite TV shows going all the way back to our childhoods and to current day. So, shall we start with nowadays?
Yeah.
What we're into at the moment?
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, currently, I am watching through Bob's Burgers at the moment, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I'm a massive fan of animated comedy. Like, if I'm looking for, what you look for, or what I look for in good entertainment, a good series to watch, a good film, whatever it is, it's escapism. Like, and the furthest point of escapism I can find is animated comedy. Like your Family Guys, your Archer, your American Dad, Bob Burgers, Simpsons, like all of that kind of stuff, Futurama, Rick and Morty. I'm not going to list all of them. Yeah, I love animated comedy. I want to shout out to all of them, but I can't. We'll run out of time.
Shout out to animated comedy.
Yeah, shout out to animated comedy in general. But that peak of like escapism for me. It's just, it takes me away to something where it doesn't matter about continuity errors, it doesn't matter about what's happening or how nonsensical it is. Like, it's just this world to entertain you, and rolling jokes and laughter and fun and bright colours. It's perfect.
It's like a kid's show, but for you.
Yeah, for adults.
Ooh, the bright colours.
Yes, the bright colours, they're nice on the eye. They make you feel good.
Yeah. But yeah,
also dark and dreary.
Me and you have disagreed countless amounts of times about animated versus live action. Live action, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, like with the whole continuity thing, like, you tend to notice a lot of that stuff, whereas I don't. And when I watch like the stuff that I've been introduced to by you, like the live action stuff, like Breaking Bad, Orange is the New Black, The Walking Dead, all of that like newer stuff, it doesn't, like, with animated comedy it kind of falls apart a bit, I think, for me. It's all a drawing, do you know what I mean? Like, I prefer an actor doing their work, do you know what I mean? Whereas with the drawing, they can make a mistake and then just redraw that frame, do you know what I mean? Like,
so the skill involved.
Yeah.
I completely get that. I mean, I've been a massive fan of film and TV since I was young. Like, I had a
DVD collection, tell them.
Yeah. I had a huge DVD collection. Started collecting when I was young. For those of you that are too young to know what DVDs are, oh my God, they are discs that have films on. Okay, I used to collect them, and this is before things like Netflix and like Amazon Prime and Now TV, all of that stuff. Like, so DVDs were the way to watch them.
Back in the days of Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Good old days.
Shout out if you were alive when Blockbuster was about. We used to shop in Blockbusters a bit. CEX ended up being the one. That's where I'd end up going, because I stopped. Right, a little tangent here, but I was an intense DVD collector. Like, I used to go into there and I'd come out with a stack like that. I'd come out with like loads and loads of DVDs, and I used to shop solely in CEX for my DVDs because they sold them at 10 pence a piece, so I could get loads and loads and loads of them, and it would be dirt cheap, and it was good. I was happy with that. Then all of it, don't this was wrong. All of a sudden their cheapest DVDs went from 10 pence to 50 pence, and everything was 50 pence. That was it. I was done shopping there. Like,
what?
You know, in the real world there's a thing called tax. And they have to pay it?
I don't care what they have to pay. You do not make something that's 10 pence, like anything, if you make it 5 times the price of what it was, you don't buy it again, do you?
I suppose. But when it goes from 10 to 50p, I mean, that's
it's irrelevant. They're 5 times.
The packaging alone is worth more than 10p, so...
Yeah.
It doesn't cost the people who are doing the packaging 10p, like,
to design all the blurb and
all the work
pictures,
that's involved.
Like,
to make the show, the movie.
I don't care. Anyway, that tangent covered as to why I don't shop in CEX anymore. I like I say, was an avid collector, and I started off probably when I was like 12, 13, something like that. And but even younger, I was collecting VHS tapes. So we're not blowing your minds by explaining what they are.
Still got them.
Yeah, we still have some, but nothing to play them on because you can't find a VHS player anymore. But yeah, so started around 12, 13. And by the age of 19, I think it was, I had just over 3,000 DVDs, and I had them all ordered from, like, this is a beautiful thing. I ordered them all so that I'd have an actor or actress, then I'd have a film that had this actor or actress and this actor or actress in, to join the sections, and it was all 3,000 DVDs were joined by actresses and actors to each other as one continuous stream all the way through. I researched so much.
How are we related?
I researched so much to get this order perfect. It was a feature in my lounge. It took up a whole wall. I just had this beautiful collection that all worked together, all in order perfectly, all joining one to the next. It was stunning.
I can't imagine putting that much work into anything, let alone just DVDs.
Yeah, when you're just going to take one out to watch it soon anyway.
It was worth it, 100%. But we're way off track here because we're talking about TV. So
TV
like,
shows.
back to actual programs that we're watching.
Yeah.
You were mentioning Orange is the New Black, Walking Dead,
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. Like, I mean, out of they are shows that I've brought to him because he's stubborn as anything. I have to really talk him into watching new things or playing new things.
If the thumbnail, or I suppose it's not called a thumbnail, is it on? It is, I guess, on Netflix. It'd be a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that's not appealing, I don't really watch it.
Which is a shame because he's missing out on a lot of good stuff. But I'll get him. One at a time, I'm getting him into these series. But out of those ones that you listed, like, they are like heavy hitters, all really good contenders. But for me, Breaking Bad just tops all of that. That was just
it's probably my
immense,
favourite.
absolutely immense. The writing talent, the way it was put together, the acting, like Bryan Cranston was incredible, absolutely incredible. All the other actors were amazing as well. All brought it together beautifully. But
See, I watched it, but I never finished it.
leave the episode.
Yeah,
just
go. Just go home.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be part of this.
It drags on a bit.
It does not drag on. What? Explain yourself. Don't give any spoilers to people who haven't seen it.
I won't. But the start, something good happens. Something good happens. They start doing something good. Something happens that's gonna stop it. They stop that. Something bad happens anyway. Rinse and repeat throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And when you look at it that
Formulaic.
way, you see your formula, you just get bored. It's the
get
same
that.
with all of them. Orange is the New Black, Walking
It's the same
Dead.
with any TV show.
Yeah.
Like, they have
Any
to keep
media, I
having
think.
like
Just. But that just gets boring for me.
But it's the talent of
Especially
the
in The
actors
Walking
and
Dead.
actresses. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I will admit, Walking Dead do it terribly. Like,
Yeah.
they're
very
incredible
obvious about
series.
it.
I love it, but
It's the same
very
every
obvious.
season.
Like they have a couple of interesting episodes at the start, then loads of filler episodes, and then something bad and a cliffhanger, and
Yeah.
then like
That's it.
yeah.
And it only works for so long.
Yeah, I will admit that. Like for me, Walking Dead peaked at season 7, and season
I don't
8
think I
following
even
it.
got that far.
Everyone should see season 7. It was Negan.
Which
it's just
one-
the best.
Which one did he open? He opened the season with that.
Season 7.
Yeah,
that was the one where
I
he
think I
opened
got
it with
up
that
to
scene.
season
Yeah,
6.
Yeah, that's my favourite scene.
Yeah,
from that
yeah,
entire
for sure.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the best villains I've seen in like any program, and the actor's voice as well, like the voice that he's putting on for that role, it's just perfect. It's absolutely
And-
perfect.
I don't even know if it is put on, is it? That's impressive. isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Yeah.
I need to watch that because segueing. He is an actor in one of my favourite TV shows, Supernatural.
Oh yeah.
He's a role in that, and that's an incredible TV show which will never get boring. And maybe till about
What's that
season
about?
13, maybe.
Because I've never
It's-
even heard of it.
Yeah, Doug got me to start watching it.
It's
and I
really
did
good.
watch. Like, I got partway through the first season and then got carried away with something else that I was
Yeah.
watching.
But it's got every mythological creature, it's got demons, like
Yeah, a lot of lore
ghosts,
to all of it.
everything, and they've researched it so well, like cultists, vampires, everything.
Cool.
And there's the two brothers that hunt them. And they hunt them, and it goes down the whole story. Won't go into that, but the basic idea is they're hunting these creatures together,
cool.
and it's just done so well.
Another series he's in had a very small part in it, but it was Weeds. Either of you see?
Yeah, I've
Seen
a
the
couple
thumbnail.
episodes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. That was quite a good series, but it's not don't come into the realms of the heavy hitters that we were discussing a moment ago.
Yeah.
Like even like Orange is the New Black for me. Like it was, I loved it at the
loved
start.
that,
Like, the
yeah.
first 3 seasons were incredible, and then like the last 2 just.
I
really
loved all
lost
the
it.
way till the last season. Like I haven't seen the one that just came out, but timestamping the video there. I haven't seen up to the one that just came out, but before that, I've seen them all, and I loved them all.
Yeah. I mean, like
They don't seem to do the typical thing, like the formula.
Yeah.
It's the same with Supernatural as well. Like bad stuff's happening, but it's either always happening or it's not. Like,
I don't know. Orange is the New Black was very much a like. I mean, there was a lot of different stories
Yeah.
you're following at once,
That's
but
what's
still
so
there was
good
like
about
something
it,
goes
like-
bad, something
Yeah.
goes right, something goes bad. It's,
but then something else is going really well for someone else.
but then that's
Yeah.
like it's realistic because that's how life
Yeah.
works. Life
Yeah,
works in
multiple
peaks and
stories on
troughs.
top of each
like,
other.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it really lost its way for me in especially the final season. Like the second to last season wasn't anywhere near as good as the rest of the seasons, but still enjoyable. And then the final season just
The
completely
second
lost
last
it.
season wasn't as good for you.
No.
I thought it
See,
really,
like-
it was good. I liked that.
I haven't read the book. If I'd read the book, I'd know. But I'm worried that they've either gone too far from her story, or it's bad because they're following her story and they can't change it too much.
No, you'll
If
find
it's
out.
that, then I'm not worried because that's how the story should be. It should be her story, and
Yeah.
I don't care if that's bad. That's just
That's what it
that's
is.
how it was. Yeah. But
Yeah,
if they've
it's-
just changed it loads, then
You'll have to watch and see. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd recommend to anyone to like watch through.
I need to
and
know the
make your own
proper
opinion.
story as well first. Like I need to find out her actual story of what happened.
But yeah, all of them are really like the 3 heavy hitters that we keep talking about. They're all very serious, right? But I know that we're all huge fans of comedy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, so
none of us
it's-
mentioned any comedy shows yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, we dabbled lightly on the like animated
Yeah.
comedy, but like we can move heavier into that. So for me, like the animated comedy really took off when I was young. Like it started. Well, I mean, went all the way on from when I was a kid because it started with Scooby Doo. I was a massive fan of Scooby Doo. Went on to Simpsons, major fan of the Simpsons. All
Yeah.
the walls covered in Simpsons memorabilia. Then grew up a bit more, discovered Family Guy, and like Family Guy holds a special place in my heart to this day because I went through some things. I was quite down when I was at school, like dealing with things at home and whatnot, and Family Guy would always make me laugh, no matter what I was feeling, no matter what was going on. Like I'd be able to turn to Family Guy and it would put a smile on my face. So like, if Seth MacFarlane ever sees this by any chance, thank you. I appreciate what you've done for many people, including myself there, because that touched me. That really helped through rough times. And Family Guy was the one that I latched onto there, but that extended to American Dad and somewhat to the Cleveland Show as well. But I think we all know where we stand on the Cleveland Show. Like it didn't quite come on par with the other two. That's why it got cancelled, and Cleveland's back in co-op. So
Is he?
yeah,
Yeah. Up to date with
they
that.
ripped it out of him, and he came back, and they continue to rip it out of him, and
Nice.
now we are where we are. But yeah, special place in my heart, animated comedy.
The only
big thing for me.
animated thing that's really stuck out to me has ever been Simpsons. Like from an early age, like just I don't even know what it is about it because I don't think it's that much better than Family Guy or American Dad or anything. I think it's just more, or I should say less. What is the word?
Less crude. Less.
Yeah, less like adult, I guess. Like more just fun with less
Yeah, it's light-hearted, isn't
stuff
it?
to think about.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to that, That's someone putting their phone on silent again, and mine's on silent.
That's not me. Is it?
Well, look who it is then.
My silent button's broken, so.
So continuing, when it comes to that, like the perfect middle ground, which I think Matt Groening did with Futurama, that was where it really came into its own. Like, because Simpsons was brilliant, but Futurama had something special about it. Like it had a story where you latched on to the characters, and it was enough adult and enough.
Yeah, it had the thought behind it.
Yeah, it was enough of each side without going too crude, without going too childish, and it just had this nice middle ground that had enjoyable stories and like an interesting world to think about and like things that they came up with. I've watched through Futurama, the entire collection, probably like 4 or 5 times.
Recently, just watched
just finished it now. Like I said, watching Bob's Burgers at the moment. That's because I just finished Futurama like 2 days ago. So I feel like the 5th time or whatever.
I mean, if we can go back to TV shows quickly, The Waltons. You knew I was going to bring
Go on, say a bit about The Waltons.
It's incredible.
What even is it?
So it's set in what, like, I don't even know. World War One time? World
I'm
War
not sure.
Two?
You're the Waltons expert
World
here.
War
I haven't
Two.
seen much of that.
It's set like 1940s,
Set in America though, like
1930s
old school
America.
Yeah.
And it's just this family that have a little mill out in a Walton, out in a Walton, out in a mountain that they live on. It's based on a true story, and it's just their life. Like,
What do they do?
You'd have heard jokes about like you'd have heard jokes about like, in Family Guy. There's a good night, John boy.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
the
like-
Night, John boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like a big family that live on this mill, and like, I don't know, they have an interesting life. And the older brother's a writer, and that's how the story came about, because he was actually a writer and he wrote it all. And they made a TV show on it. It's a really old show though. Without many of anyone watching this has seen it.
Yeah, it's not something I ever got into.
I loved it. Like, I want their life. I want to be a simple American outback mountain dwelling.
Go on, finish it.
I can't finish it without getting offensive to Americans there, but it's nice. It's a good show.
But yeah, so then continue down the comedy route now that you've done your bit on the
I've done my bit. I've said my piece. I can go now.
What are your two's like favourite comedy? I need to just say Rick and Morty just to top off the what I was talking about a minute ago. Yeah, it's Rick and Morty, incredible, and loads of others. Archer, I can't do it. I'll just start listing again. Stop. You two take it away.
Really watch that many animated shows, really.
Not animated, just comedy.
Yeah, just comedy.
I don't really
shows.
watch that many TV shows. Like, comedy shows. I don't watch much comedy. I mean, Rick and Morty's up there, obviously. Like, that was probably the best animated comedy show I've seen. But
Yeah, it was very intelligent.
comedy shows, I just don't really watch them. Nothing there.
Other than the animation that we've already talked about that we all enjoyed, like Family Guy and Simpsons and that.
I wonder how many times in this episode we've said Family Guy, Simpsons.
Yeah, probably a lot. The live action kind of comedy that I enjoyed was like sitcom comedy, like Friends. Like, I got deep into Friends, like deep. I bought the book with all of their stories from like whilst they were filming. They all like wrote paragraphs in the book and like what happened afterwards and like all the behind the scenes of like why the show stopped and like what the actors would like. They actually like the men were getting paid more than the women at one point, and they all went on strike together to make sure that they got paid the same. Like all of them kind of stories, like behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's good. And to be fair, that's a show that Matt actually got me into watching because I'd
made him watch
never,
the whole thing.
yeah, I'd never really watched Friends, and then
I've
it was
never
like you've
been
got to
into
watch
it,
it,
really.
and I ended up watching the entire thing. So yeah, very enjoyable.
It's just one of them like comfort shows.
Have
I
you
think
watched Friends?
I've seen bits and pieces.
All right, so you don't have much to say about it.
No, not really.
Yeah, I think I've said pretty much everything I have to say about it.
All right. And yeah, so moving on from like Friends, another show that I'd like to bring to the table, like Mighty Boosh, is something that once
Eels.
again, yeah, eels, dun, 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 eels. Ah, it's so good. Just the creativity involved, the craziness, the randomness, like fantastic, absolutely brilliant. And like, I've just thought of another show actually, but Mighty Boosh, one that's definitely needed mentioning at the moment. I've thoroughly enjoyed that. Watched through it quite a few times. But then there's also Peep Show. That's a good show that I got into for
I
quite a
didn't
while.
like that.
I didn't get into it either.
Yeah.
David Mitchell and Robert Webb.
Robert Webb, yeah.
No, I don't really.
I really liked it. I love the whole like first person view and hearing their inner monologues while like they're doing things, like just hearing, because it was so well written, like in portraying the thoughts of like average person, the characters that they were, like, and just them thinking through, oh, what about this and what about that, and like seeing it through their eyes and just experiencing like their lives. It was a really like in-depth kind of like drew you into their world. I like that.
With that, it's the characters that I didn't really get on with.
Yeah.
Like, I found them a bit lackluster, which is kind of the point because they were like nerds or like.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like
average
outcast,
awkward
kind of
people,
like weird
So-
people, but like they were very kind
Yeah.
of average, like lowest common denominator kind of thing. Like,
It's
it
like
was-
watching real life, which is probably what they were going for, but it's like.
Yeah, why do I want to
much
watch
there.
real life?
Yeah.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
but it was real life with jokes. Like, it
Yeah, I
was,
suppose, yeah.
it was funny. Like, it was really funny.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Like, that's kind of the thing. That's why I don't like Friends or stuff like that. Like, I just don't like the awkward acting style that most of them take, like the typical American
Yeah, with the laugh
TV
track in
show.
the background.
Yeah, I don't like the acting style of sitcoms. Like, it just doesn't appeal
fair.
to me.
What about In-Betweeners?
Oh,
Because that's that like awkward acting,
Yeah.
but that was like to an extreme.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that was pushed out.
They were acting as roles.
Yeah, but they're acting as roles, but as
Yeah, but
students,
it's
as normal
extreme
people.
roles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It really pushed it out.
So it was alright. I didn't like it that much, but it was alright.
I did like In-Betweeners. That's
Yeah.
one that I
Yeah.
enjoyed.
Yeah, I like that.
The In-Betweeners movie was good as well.
But like Friends and
Not as
Peep
much a
Show
fan of the
isn't,
second one,
like-
but just that scene where they're dancing across the empty.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
there's a second movie.
When
You
did
not
that come
seen it?
out?
Oh, years ago.
They've just brought out a new movie as
They
well.
brought out a new one.
Yeah, but it's not called In Between Us.
Oh, right. Something different.
It's about a festival.
Oh, yeah, I've seen Festival. That's just the guy that plays Simon.
I thought it was all of them in it.
No, it's not all of them. Yeah, I've seen that.
But one of them's on
I'm
YouTube
miles
now.
behind them.
They've all gone off and done separate things.
Yeah,
Right.
but the In-Betweeners movie, that scene where they dance across the empty nightclub towards those girls.
I did
Yeah.
like the movie.
Oh, that was hilarious! Absolutely
like the
hilarious.
movie.
I love that.
But yeah, I don't
So
really
then-
like TV shows
Yeah.
like that.
Like with the In-Betweeners, it's got the same thing as Peep Show, where it's like they play the nerdy, like outcast characters. Don't really fit in like the social awkwardness kind of character. But in In-Betweeners, it worked for some reason. Like I think
it's 'cause it was
they're
set in a school.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so many people feel that awkwardness in a school, so it
Yeah.
applies
Yeah.
to so many people, I suppose.
Do you like The Big Bang Theory?
Yes, big fan of
no.
Big Bang Theory.
No.
No,
Yeah.
I hate it.
I hate it as well.
Really, I like.
But-
I love all the science jokes and the.
Yeah,
but
this-
like,
They're not
I love Sheldon's
Yeah.
character as well.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
dumbed
This
down
works
science jokes.
Yeah, of
because
course they are, because it's entertainment. But
yeah, it'll appeal more to someone like you, a meathead, than like actual closer to nerds over here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyone who's a nerd like I know on anything, on media or anything, they all hate Big Bang Theory because it's not like what actual nerds are like. These aren't actual nerds. They're what a meathead would think a nerd is.
all right, yeah, I get that. It might be why I enjoy it as well, but it's just good. I like the dynamic. I like
Yeah.
watching a group of people that get along well, that go through different scenarios together, and you like. One of my favorite things is seeing like long-running series where you see characters grow and develop across
yeah.
different seasons and like across the years, and they'll reference back to something that happened, and then like you'll know because you've watched it all because you're a fan. I
mean,
like that.
That's why Supernatural's so good.
Now we will go back to Supernatural again.
I mean, they've got 14 seasons, so they're literally growing up through it. Like they're like 20 odd when they start it. They're like fully grown adults now with beards and kids.
That's how you can tell if someone's a fully grown adult.
Yeah, they've got a beard. They look run down. They're fed up.
But yeah, so I think
We've rambled on about TV shows.
yeah, for
long
long
enough.
enough now. I mean, I'm sure we've all got. I know I've got tons more that I could be
Oh, yeah, we
referencing.
could go on forever.
But yeah, this is already a long episode. I don't want to drag it on forever.
Yeah.
So I think wrap it up with an outro. Yeah. Anyone got any ideas? Just to something. Keep watching or like.
Peace out.
How's that relating to anything that we've done? Just thanks for watching.
That'll do.